clickbait, and yes, this is going to get a little ranty. Find out what's going on as I hereby invite everyone to join me on my adventures through Marvel Snap. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. So the Spotlight Cash series drops, I should say, came out today, and long story short, they're unacceptable. There's no other word behind it. They're completely 100% unacceptable. Now, before I get too ranty into this, I do want to mention that I do not think this is the creator's fault. I think this is the money man's fault. And no, I'm not quitting Snap over this, but this is still completely unacceptable. 3 cards. 3 cards. 3 cards are moving down from Series 4 to Series 3. 5. From Series 4 to Series 3, I should say. Sorry, this upset. The only 3 cards that we are getting to come down are going to be Kitty Pryde, which we had for so long, and it was a free card for many people if you got it at the correct time. The Snow Guard, which is an almost unplayable card. I haven't seen him forever. And Jean Grey. Jean Grey is literally the lowest ranking Series 4 card according to Snap Zone right now. This is card number 299 in its rankings. The other card that we have in here, which is the Snow Guard, doesn't do too much better. This is number 249. And Kitty Pryde comes up at number 90. So Kitty Pryde is the only one that we've got in here that even goes above 100. We've got nothing in the 50s, we've got nothing in the 40s, we've got nothing in the 30s. Now, I didn't have high hopes for this. I really didn't have high hopes for this. There were a few people who were saying stuff like, Nico Memorial was going to come down. No, Nico Memorial wasn't coming down. She's number 4 on the list. She's the 4th best card in all of Marvel Snap right now. I wasn't expecting that. But 3 is unacceptable. Marvel Snap, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, Second Dinner. And I'm talking to the people who are trying to make money off of this. I'm not talking to the creators. I'm not talking to the artists. But altogether, even with everything that's coming out with Series 4 and Series 5, you're talking 12 cards altogether. I've got 11 here because I'm missing 1 card. I'm missing the fastest, which we'll talk about in a second. But this was your opportunity. This was your big opportunity with Marvel Snap, with Marvel Rivals coming out, with Pokemon chopping down on your bit, to have a big, huge drop down. You are adding, on an average month, about 5 cards to the game, sometimes even 6 on a month. We've had 6 months for you to drop down something, to figure out what to drop down, to figure out what you are going to do with this. And in 6 months, you're dropping 12 cards. That's only 2 cards per month. You're dropping 2 cards altogether. And to say that a drop from 5 to 4 is really a drop, it's not. But even if I give you that as a bonus, just I'm going to be nice and give you that as a bonus. 12 cards in 6 months is 2 cards a month. You're adding 5 cards a month. 5 is greater than 2. It's double 2. You're bloating. You're making it so that the Spotlight Caches are not going to have any chance of ever having all the cards that you need. You need to start doing about 4 per month. That's where you need to get. If you're adding 5 cards per month, you need to be dropping down 4 cards per month. And that's 5 cards on a short month. If you do something like a Deadpool's Diner or a High Voltage, that's a 6th card that's getting added in a month. And if it's a long month, that's a 7th card. So, if you're adding 5 per month, you at least got to be dropping 4 per month. You should be dropping 5, 6 per month, but I'm not even going to fight that battle. If every single month you dropped 4 into Series 3, and you dropped 4 from Series 5 to Series 4, you would still have bloat that would happen. And you could have a big drop everywhere. Every once in a while, that would actually help you out, but you gotta be doing this almost per month at this point. 4 per month is almost where you need to be. If you wanted to really win, if you wanted to get ahead, if you wanted to get people excited about this game, this is not what you did. You made everybody basically angry at your game right now. You keep saying that you want to make it easier for people to play this game. You want to make it better for people to play this game. This shows the complete opposite. There is not a single card in here that I can really think of that is really worth going out of your way to get. I will give one exception. I do think the X-23 is actually decent going from 5 to 4. But other than X-23, of the 12 that are showing up here, there's one card that I think is worth it. And I really feel sorry for anybody who spent keys to get Valentino last week, who got Valentino last week. Especially considering that now she's going from 5 to 4. Especially if you spent tokens to get her for some odd and inexplicable reason. Or spent keys to try to get her because you wanted her that badly at that point. That's the thing. Some of these cards are cards that just showed up in the Spotlight Cache. This should be what you're doing for this month. If somehow you said that this is what's happening this month, for the month of December, and in January you're going to do another series drop, in February you're going to do another series drop, I would sit there and go, good, this is the start to where you need to be. But then you got to communicate that better. It is completely, totally unacceptable to keep doing this to people. And beyond all that, you have to, and I mean you have to, start figuring out what you're going to do about the new player onboarding experience. If you want this game to be around in 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, you can't keep bloating how big Series 3 is. The amount of cards that you need to go from Series 2 to Series 3 is taking roughly about 9 months. Every single time you drop something down from Series 4 to Series 3, you are making that leap to become Series 3 complete harder for each and every new player. You're making it harder for each and every new player to get the Wong that they want, to get the Black Panther that they want, to get the, let's just say, Jean Grey that they want. And until you can figure out a way to make that better for Series 3, you're not going to get people convinced in this game. If I told somebody that they had to play the game for 9 months to get a halfway decent deck, to just a starter deck, and they wouldn't want to play this game. That's like saying you've got to wait 9 months to go play Swamps and Magic the Gathering, or you gotta wait 9 months to go play Pikachu in Pokemon Pocket. These are not, to be Series 3 complete, and this is, I think, one of the things that's hardest for me to explain. To be Series 3 complete does not mean that you're the best of the best that there ever was. To be Series 3 complete means that is pretty much you almost owning every single rare in Hearthstone. It is the cards that everybody should have. I am to the degree that, honestly, at this point, once you get past level 1000 in collector's level, you should just get either every Series 3 cards, or at least even 3% of the missing Series 3 cards that you don't have at this point every single day. If you're not going to give Series 3 cards completely free to everybody once they hit 1000, give them 3% of the Series 3 cards that they're missing every single day. That would still take them 33 days to become Series 3 complete. Because 33 times 3 is 99, and then you just buy the few extra ones, or you get the few extra ones. One Series 3 card per month is not enough. One Series 3 card per day isn't even enough anymore. If you just go into Series 3 and all you're looking at is Series 3, you have so many cards. Some of them are good, but some of them are stuff that needs to be just given away for free. It is way too many cards to go through at this point. You're talking over 100 cards in Series 3 on itself. I don't want to take a 1 in 100 shot the first time I roll to get the card that I need. You need to fix this. You're going to kill yourself by being this dumb. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. I don't want this game to die. I really don't want this game to die. But with the adding of these 3 new cards, you're looking at 112 cards in Pool 3. If I told you that you had a 1 in 112 chance to get the card that you wanted the first time you got a Series 4 card, a Series 3 card, I should say, you'd say that's ridiculous. If each one of these cards takes roughly about 200 collector's levels to get up to, let's just say an example. So that's 109 times 2. That's not right. I gotta get that correct. Hang on. Because I know it's over 4,000 to get this. I know it's over 5,000 to get this now. If you've got to get to 6,000, 7,000 to get Series 3 complete, you're not going to have people who get Series 3 complete. You're going to have burnout. You have a couple of different breakpoints in your game. The first is the first second. You can't do anything about the first second. The second is the first day. Then it's the first week, and then it's the first month. You're losing so many people in that first month because they're not getting Series 3 complete. Somebody wants to ask me, how do I play your Series 3 complete? You always say that your Series 3 complete, Annabelle, but I can't even get Series 3. Every single time you play Series 3, you use Arnim Zola. I don't have Arnim Zola. What's the substitution for Arnim Zola? And I have to say nothing. You either need to just say, hey, Series 3 are free going forward, or Series 3 are going to be given out more often, or you're going to get packs for Series 3. You can't just have one per month. One per month is not enough. Now, as for the Series 4 cards that we have in here, there's not a single one that I care about other than X-23. Pixie is a tech card. It's such a hard card to play that you actually need an entire deck around Pixie just to get her to work. Grandmaster, ironically, is starting to get better. Valentina is so poor that she can't even make decks even with this bump. Iron Lad is so old that it should have been dropped down by now already. Imagine, just imagine, if you had said last month, not this month, last month, that you were going to drop Beta Ray to 3. You're going to skip him all the way down from 5 to 3. You're going to say, hey, we've had a couple spotlight caches for him. Due to Thor coming out in the 9 realms, we want to give him away in the Deadpool's Diner. Imagine how huge that would have been. Even if you just dropped him down to 4 before this point and would have given him away. Imagine how huge that would have been. The final reward, you get Beta Ray Bill. So now you have Beta Ray Bill and you have Jane Foster because Jane Foster's in the collectors that you're getting for the Conquest, sorry, this month. So you'd have the Beta Ray Bill, you'd have the King, you'd have the Jane Foster, and you'd have the Thor. That's a deck right there. If you wanted to get ahead, if you wanted to make people come back to this game, if you wanted to show where you're at, you would have just said every single card in Series 4 is dropping down to Series 3. We don't care. Every single one is dropping down to Series 3. And then just backfill Series 4 until you're back done with Series 4. Take all the cards in Series 4, take the 26 cards in Series 4, and just move them all down to Series 3. And then take 26 cards from Series 5 and drop them down to Series 4 and say, this is what's going to go going forward. We're going to do it every 6 months, but they're going to be huge drops of 20, 30 cards. And even if you do that, even if you drop 20 cards into Series 3 every 6 months, you're still going to have bloat. So you're not losing out on anything. You're going to lose out on this. You're going to lose out on people if you keep doing this. Stop saying you're going to make it better. Just make it better. This drop was the most tone deaf, out of left field, don't know what you were saying, don't know what you were thinking on this. If you wanted to show that people that you were actually on their side, you should have dropped Darkhawk. It's that simple. Drop Darkhawk, and everybody would have been like, this is a statement. You can't keep Darkhawk at Series 4. I'm sorry. You have to drop him down. That card has been around for way too long. Needs to be dropped down. Drop down, no. Drop down, no. Prove to people that you actually want them to have cards that are good. Stop dropping worthless cards. Ironically, you want to know the most ironic thing of all this? Believe it or not, Jean Grey actually gets better next month. As soon as Rocket Raccoon comes out with Rocket and Groot, Jean Grey becomes a really good card. So, that might be a meta card going forward, just because. And what's kind of funny is, if this had happened 2-3 months down the road, Jean Grey might not be coming down then. So, Second Dinner, please listen to me. I know I'm not that big. I know I'm not that strong. I know you have no idea who I am. But this series drop was unacceptable. Anyways, I want to thank you so much for listening to my insane rant. As always, remember, play for fun.